Hey everybody, welcome back to Boomerangs by Vic. My name is Vic, and today I'm going to show you how to build a boomerang from recycled material. And what I'm going to use is a piece of leftover vinyl siding from my house next door. And it's going to be very easy to do. If you want to do this at home, you can. You're going to need an industrial pair of scissors, a ruler, marker, and some glue. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is place your ruler down here on the bottom edge. Okay, and you're going to trace around the ruler, basically like this. Okay, and you can see it left the image behind, and you're going to do that again right next to it. Okay, and then do a couple more over here, and when you're done you're going to have 4 pieces of vinyl that you're going to cut out with your scissors. And when you're done you should have 4 pieces like this, and I'm going to draw those, cut them out, and we'll do the next step. Okay, so we've cut the pieces out, as you can see here. I've got 4 of them, and the other thing I did was I cut the corners off of each of them, as you can see right here, and that's just going to make it safer for when it's flying back towards you. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can actually round it if you want to just cut the corners off like I did. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is look for the top side of the boomerang. So in order to do that, what we do is we take the pieces of vinyl that you just cut out, and you're going to spin them on your table. Okay, if it spins, then you want this to be the top side. Now if I turn this over, it's going to have drag. See, it doesn't really want to spin. So you want that to spin like it does right here. And in most of these I can tell the top on already because they're a little bit like this and like this as well. You can almost tell by looking. So mark the top on all of them, which I'm going to do here so you don't get them mixed up. Put a little X, whatever you want. That's going to at least tell me what the top is on all of them. Okay, so the next part is right here. What you're going to do is you're going to take them and you're going to glue them together right here with, I like to use goop or whatever plastic type glue you have to adhere vinyl or anything you can actually use. This does not have to be perfect. What we're going to make is a cross stick or cross vinyl, I guess you should say, boomerang. You're going to take the two and you're going to glue them here. This does not have to be perfect. Get it as close as you can, okay? You can be off a little. You can be in the shape of a T. You don't have to have a perfect X. It can be a little bit like this too, and it's still going to fly and return. I like them in the shape of an X, and I'm going to eyeball this myself, okay? And that's how I do all these when I build any of these types of boomerangs. And just eyeballing, glue it, put a clamp here, or set it down somewhere and put some weight on it and let it dry as long as your glue takes, or whatever it says on the back. What I'm going to do today, because I want to show you how everything works, I'm going to tape this with some duct tape. Okay, and you can do the same if you want. If you want the glue, it's going to last long, and I'll show you how to do how I did the duct tape. Okay, so like I said, I was going to cheat and use some duct tape. You can see what I did here. I just came across on the top and opposite on the bottom, and that's just to hold it together, press nice and firm, and you basically, this is the basic part of the boomerang. Now this is not going to fly and return the way it is. The only way this is going to fly and return is if I airfoil it, and this is what you do to airfoil it. I'll show you how to do it if you're left and right-handed. Okay, so we've remembered what was the top of our boomerang. I actually accidentally put the tape over my X, so I'm just going to put the X here so I don't get things mixed up. Okay, so this is the top of my boomerang, and yours should look like this if you're laying it down flat. You'll notice how the wings angle in an upward position, okay? This one doesn't, so I'm going to bend it a little bit. You can do this even outside, you know, hand tuning to make sure. So if you're throwing this boomerang around outside after and it wants to keep crashing in the ground and it's not coming up in flight and staying level, then you want to bend the wings up a little by hand, okay? It's not anything major. Okay, so for a right-handed person, here's what you're going to do. Top side of the boomerang, we're going to lay it down. This edge of the boomerang has to be tapered in this direction on every wing for a right-handed boomerang, okay? Every wing, and you can see where I've done that already. If you're left-handed, you're gonna do the opposite. You're gonna bend this side of the wing down on every wing, okay? And what this is on it, say we're back to calling this a right-handed boomerang again. This is your lead edge. This is where the air is gonna hit first, and then it's gonna travel over the trail edge. So this is the trail edge that we're bending down. This is kind of hard to bend by hand. You can do it like this. What I did to make it easier, I laid it down on this table, turn it over so you've got the bottom side up, and for right-handed throwers, you're gonna take this edge like I am right here, and you're gonna hold and flip up with your hand. Okay, this seemed to be much easier to do like this. Okay, and if you're a lefty, you're gonna do this edge. Okay, so come over here if it makes it easier. Okay, so you're gonna do this edge instead. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give this a little bit of color with some spray paint. You can use markers, whatever you want, because this isn't gonna show up very well outside. And it's not gonna be a good indoor boomerang because it's gonna make too big of a flight. So I'm gonna spray paint it some cool colors, and then we'll show you the flight outdoors. Okay, so they're all finished. I gave them some spray paint, something to make them show up a little bit better in the video. Now I'm gonna teach you how to throw it before I throw it. Okay, so this is, I'll show you with this one here. Right-handed thrower. You're going to hang on to the boomerang front side facing you with a pinch grip right here, okay? So pinch right here, roll the boomerang back like this on your wrist, and when you let go, you're gonna snap it off your wrist. Don't throw it horizontal, you need to throw it a little off of vertical, about like that, okay, when you release. So just about like that, it's gonna make a circle and come back. Don't throw on a windy day when you're learning how to throw these, because the wind will take it wherever it wants to. So these fly best with no wind, okay? And if you're a left-handed thrower, this is what you're gonna do. Front side's facing you. Of course, your airfoil is gonna be different. I taught you that earlier. You're gonna hang on with your left hand, obviously. Pinch grip, roll it back, and you're gonna be just a little off of vertical like this. Never like this. About like this when you release, okay? Now let me show you some flights. Okay, let's throw them both at the same time. Hopefully it's not too windy. Like that. They returned. Throw them both same time. I got them both stuck in a tree. Literally. Luckily for me, it's a small tree. Okay, so you just got to see the flights, and I hope you enjoyed them. And if you also want to make some other cool boomerangs that I've done, I'll leave the video instructions down in the description. There's this cardboard boomerang I made here, popsicle stick boomerang, paint stick boomerang, Tupperware dish boomerang, paper boomerang, and this was made out of one of those corrugated plastic signs. So if you want to learn how to make any of these, go down in the description. Okay, everybody, thanks for stopping by. It's been Boomerangs by Vic.